Hey everyone, my name is Pritam and you're watching Tech with Pri. Welcome to my channel and I'm back with another exciting tech video for all of you. And this is the first video of the newly important and powerful series or the playlist called Data Foundation CMDB plus CSTM. So throughout this playlist, we will understand each and every concept of CMDB and CSTM. At the end of this, there would be exam preparation question, which would surely help you for clearing your the data foundation examination. So there is an examination which is called CIS Data Foundation, which covers the whole CMDB and CSTM. So it's a very large syllabus, I would say, and the exam would be based on that. And without clearing this CIS Data Foundation exam, you can't appear for other CIS exam. If you are already holding the other CIS, exam certificate like for ITSM, for Discovery, for any other CIS exam certificate, then those will expire if you don't give this CIS Data Foundation exam within this year. So that's the news coming from the ServiceNow official site. If you are the one who just completed the CSA and CAD examination and thinking about what should be your next target, so definitely without a question that should be the data foundation. And if you are one who already holding the other CIS certification, and for them this whole playlist will help you a lot. And very importantly, the exam part comes later. First, the understanding part, right? So what is my plan in this playlist, that definitely not to make this topic boring like CMDB and CSTM. One of the most important two key things of the ServiceNow architect. So once you complete this playlist or once you understand these different concepts of CMDB and CSTM, then trust me, you'd become confident working on the IT operation side or the ITOM side as well. How my playlist would be different than the ServiceNow University course? You may have this question. So the clear answer is, so if you are someone who has already followed my other playlist in my channel, like the ServiceNow System Administrator, ServiceNow Developer, or the ServiceNow Integration one, or the JavaScript one, so you have seen I try to explain things with examples, with a practical scenario, because what I believe is, so when you are watching a tutorial, you don't remember the particular words, right? You remember the examples, you remember the scenario, the practical scenario, right? That's what you remember. The same goal would be for this data foundation playlist also. So each and every topic we would understand with a practical scenario, and wherever it's possible, I'll show you stuff in the ServiceNow platform itself with the ServiceNow latest release, right? The Australia one. You can see in my screen, we have this few topics here like Discovery, Service Map, Query Builder, CMDB Health, Data Manager, Unified Map. So of course, these all topics will be covered. And other than that, there are so many other topics available which we need to understand, right? So let's not waste any more time and let's see what we are going to learn today. All right. So again, after a long time, I'm back with the PPT screen and I really missed that. So let's see quickly what we're going to learn. So first, the current scenario of the Techwithpri company. Now that's very interesting because throughout this whole series, actually, I will try to give the example, the example scenario and practical implementation, each and everything followed by the Techwithpri company. So again, this is a made up company, not my own company, by the way. I actually use the same Techwithpri company name in my ServiceNow developer use case videos as well, right? I love to use that. So yeah, so this is the Techwithpri company. We will understand what are the problems this company is facing, right? And why the CMDB implementation is very important for this company, right? And that's the name of the video today itself, right? Why implement CMDB? Right. So first we will understand the current scenario of the Techwithpri company, what are the departments of this company, and we would understand with the help of from different images that I'll show you in upcoming slides. And next we will understand the architecture of the LMS system. So the LMS or the learning management system is one of the important part of the Techwithpri company. Okay. How the architecture of the LMS system, so where the web server has been hosted and what are the other important database server has been there, right? So you will understand the hybrid cloud infrastructure that's the Techwithpri company currently using, right? And the Macy server room as well, right? That would be very interesting. Next, we will see the real-time crisis for all the problems right now Techwithpri company is having, and because of that, we will analyze a real-time crisis, a priority 1 issue or the P1 issue, right? Then the ServiceNow solution, definitely in these 3 different points, we will discuss the current issue of the company, and then how CMDB would solve this problem. We will see it as well. And finally, we will understand the three pillars of the CMDB, a very, very important thing. Okay. So make sure you watch the full video, guys, to understand each of this concept in a, in a clear manner, right? So let's start. All right, so we have a beautiful AI generated image here, which actually shows the Techwithpri company. So first of all, I thought of creating this, before that I was creating the PPT using this square box representing the company name and all the other things that I did for other playlist. But I thought it's 2026 and we are sort of using the AI, right? So why not generating a beautiful image from AI, so that it would be easier for me to explain you these things and it would be easier for you as well to understand, right? So alright, so we have a company here called Techwithpri, and you can see it has several departments. We have the HR department here, we have the finance department here, and also we have the 24/7 support service desk, right? And the main important thing of this Techwithpri company, so let me tell you, the Techwithpri company is famous, or the main goal of this Techwithpri company is to provide the learning management system, or the providing the LMS. So they create different courses, and then the course becomes available for all of the students throughout the whole world. So that's their main job. So that's why the LMS department is a separate department, and anything happens on the LMS team, any issues of the server and all different kind of stuff is handled by the IT operation team. Any kind of queries and queries from students and all those things are managed by the 24/7 service desk, right? And then we have the HR team, definitely for recruiting people and taking care of other students and everything. And there is the finance department as well, the profits and losses generating by the company, all the revenue planning and all these things, right? So there are thousands of students who logged in every day in the portal and watch different course videos, and they can give exam as well, and they see their grades, which is compared to the other students, right? I try to make this scenario as practical as possible, right? So I hope you understand how things are working for Techwithpri. Now we will focus a little bit on the backend side of this LMS department. Okay, so let's go into that. And this is the very, very messy picture, I have to say, but this picture would actually tell you a lot of things about how, what are the problems currently having by the company. So this is the LMS system. So this LMS system has been introduced a few years back, where, the cloud was not that popular, cloud services. So they have hosted their learning management system website in the web server, in a physical server, I would say, on-premise physical machine, which is on-premise, right? Not in the cloud. And this kind of server looks, you can see. And here in all these machines, you can see these are connected, powering the server. That was the initial approach, and it works perfect when the number of students was less. As the company grows, this physical server, like I said, couldn't handle multiple requests from a lot of students and their exam scores and all of these things. In that time, Techwithpri company bought some cloud engineers, and they have suggested, see, what we can do is, like, we can bought some databases instances from cloud services like AWS, for an example, right? Also, there are hundreds of videos available in this system. So for streaming the video properly without any issue, the cloud engineer suggested to purchase some virtual machine as well from Microsoft Azure, right? The web server is installed in the on-premise, and we have databases, and the databases of Techwithpri company is coming from the AWS platform, and the virtual machines are there in the Microsoft Azure for the video processing, right? And this is a kind of example of a hybrid cloud infrastructure. Okay, so we have on-premise, we have cloud services as well, multiple cloud services, right? And if I give you a more practical idea, so suppose, so the students are trying to log in through the website with their username and password. When they're hitting the login button from the LMS web server system, a signal is sending back to the AWS, where in the database their credentials are stored, and in the database server, of course. And if they are matching, they're coming back here, and LMS system is throwing and calling to the virtual machines where the videos can be played. The video player is there, and that is coming from the Azure. I hope the whole architecture is quite clear for all of you, right? How things are working. But there is a problem. This whole server for LMS system, how many servers are connected with AWS, how many database servers are connected with AWS, and how many VM they have purchased with Azure, all these informations are nowhere centralized at any place, right? So there is no centralized system. We have physical server, we have database server AWS, we have the virtual machine as well as Azure VM passing some critical data back and forth. But the IT operation team does not have any idea how each of these things are mapped. So there is no visibility of that, right? Now let's understand the real-time crisis. So this is the real-time crisis. So you can see there is a student who is watching a video lecture. You can see in the player, which is quite similar, looks like YouTube, but that's fine. And when they're trying to check their grade book and what is the score and the grade, right? They are getting some error 500, database connection failed, and the student gets frustrated and they're calling the service desk that, hey, we are not able to log in. Okay, ServiceNow logs a ticket for the IT operation team, but we can see in this picture the video is playable, only the gradebook part is not working, and the IT operation team doesn't have any idea how this gradebook is connected, or this gradebook system is connected to which database server from AWS. There are multiple database server, but which one they don't have any idea because they don't have a clear visualized picture of the connection, right? And the LMS offline, the giant screen. Why? Without the CMDB, the monitoring tools, so they have some monitoring tools which trigger whenever some problem happens, like this one. Okay, so they are triggering that LMS, the whole LMS is offline, but that is not the case. The only grade part is not available, but they are saying the whole LMS is offline. So the monitoring system saw a AWS database fail and assume the worst case, which is the whole LMS is offline. So after so many hours of disruption of the services for the users, for a lot of users, they are able to find the server after a lot of findings and they fix it. Okay. Now, how could this whole problem be fixed if we have the CMDB structure? Now, if we see the next picture, this is the dependency view of a CMDB. Okay, and it clearly shows how the LMS application, which is on the top, is connected with the different things. And if you follow this YOLO pattern, which is actually highlighting where the issue is, you can see this is the grade book where the issue is, which is connected with multiple load balancer, and finally this is the server. You can see on the left the active alert says that LMS DB prod 01 root cause identified database latency. So there is an issue with the database for which this thing is not working properly. Because of the load balancer is affected, the application server is affected, the gradebooks is affected as well. You can see other information from this, for this issue we are able to see the impact as well, impact time as well, impacted service, the LMS student portal get book, right? So this is possible when you have the proper CMDB setup is ready, or I would say in the terms of ServiceNow, a healthy ServiceNow CMDB. Without that, you can't measure it, all these things. And you can see how this one broken database is affecting other important stuff like the application server. Okay, we will understand about the application server or application services, business application, all these details, in upcoming videos. So don't worry on that part. But this video mainly I'm trying to give you an understanding of why the CMDB is important, right? For a updated CMDB, the engineers or the operation teams don't need to even open this dependency view. Automatically, whenever a problem happens in a particular database, an event will generate and that will create a particular incident with this particular server name. Okay, and the CloudOps team will directly go to the fix for this particular server, right? Now we understand the importance of CMDB, and one of the most important things of the CMDB is the relationship between different CIs. This web server, application server, load balancer, these are all individual configuration item, and the relationship, each of this configuration item is what actually creates the whole learning management system to works, right? I hope the whole scenario is clear for all of you. Right, now let's understand the very important 3 pillar structure of the CMDB, and this is the one, and these are very important. Now think about the Techwithpri situation. If they want to move to ServiceNow, CMDB, they first need to move all their servers, all their details, like all different CIs, like all their servers, all their network routers, the IP switch, and the cloud things like from AWS, server details from AWS, virtual machine details from Azure. All of these things, they need to be inside of the ServiceNow CMDB first, right? And that part we call is ingest. So you have to ingest data, you have to insert data from outside to ServiceNow CMDB. And how we do that, we have several methods doing that. Very few common things are discovery. Okay, we would understand that. Then we have the service mapping, and then we have several different kind of integrations like third-party APIs. We have ETL connections. Also, we can import different CIs using the import set. So that is, first we ingest the data inside of it. Okay, and then the govern. So the govern means, so data has been there inside of the CMDB. Now how we keep that complex data, with lot of things, clean, accurate, and healthy over time. For that, we use the CMDB health. For govern, we have CMDB health, we have the IRE, very, very important identification and reconciliation engine, and then data manager. Okay, these things are the part of the govern. And finally, insight. Now, once we have the healthy CMDB and once data is good, then we need an insight of it, or maybe a dashboard with the help of which we can, the business leader can take very important decisions. Okay, and that could help with the help of query builder, unified maps, dashboard. Again, we will go with all of these things in upcoming videos, so don't worry. The very important thing that I want to highlight is, you can see this discovery, service mapping, all these things. I would try to give as practical example as possible, because there is a completely separate topic of ServiceNow discovery, and the CIS ServiceNow discovery exam is there as well. For service mapping also a separate exam is there. So definitely I won't be able to cover the whole topic, but the initial understanding of discovery, service mapping, all of these things, you will get it clearly. That would definitely help you to clear the exam, data foundation. So I hope now you have got a clear idea why we required a CMDB. Now you got a clear idea. You, in your mind right now, you are thinking about the LMS system of the Techwithpri, how the problem happened, and how CMDB did the solution, in a broader way. And definitely we are going to deep dive of each of these things in upcoming videos. So, and in the next video we will understand the basic ABC of the CMDB, the few very important concepts, very important terms we will understand, and that would actually help you throughout the playlist. So I hope you enjoyed the whole video, guys. If you have any question, let me know in the comment section. If you find this video helpful, please hit the like button and share it with your friends and families so that it can reach out to many people. Again, I would request you to join Diamond membership for getting access all of the videos in this playlist, and also get access to other important videos on ServiceNow integrations, CSA CAD exam preparation, all these things. Alright, so see you in my next video. Bye bye, take care.